What's up, everybody? Today I have a really cool plant I want to talk about, and this is a friend of mine, Les. I call it a plant doctor. She introduced this plant to me quite a few years ago, and I'm just amazed by this every year. I'm just amazed by it. So, and not a lot of people know about this. So this is the Italian Arum, or also known as the Arum italicum. Some folks know it as the Italian lords and ladies as well. There's a lot of common names for this plant. And in the description of the video, I'll have more detailed information about this. But today I just want to talk about my personal experience with this. And this plant is cold hardy in a different way. So this thing comes up in the fall. So in the description, I'm also going to put a link of my palm tree in my patio video. And in that video, around the 7-minute, 13-second mark, you'll see this plant's just starting to come up. Just starting to come up in the fall. That's insane, right? So it is December 23rd. So we're the week of Christmas. And look at this thing. We've got snow all around it. And it's looking beautiful. All other plants that are not evergreens or have died to the ground. But this thing is just rocking and rolling. It's crazy. So it likes, it's a woodland plant, so it likes partial shade to full shade, and it's got kind of like this arrowhead look to it, which I really like. And the leaves are like they're thick. It's a thick plant. The leaves are thick, got that variegated look, got these white light green veins going through it. Just a really cool plant. So what happens is in the fall it'll start to come up. In the late fall, early winter, it'll fully develop, I guess, and it'll look like this all winter. I'm not playing around. All winter long, it's going to look like this. And you can see some of these got bent. I guess there's a big chunk. We had like 6 to 8 inches of snow last week, and there's still some left. And this thing is unfazed. It's crazy. So in April and May, depending on where you're at, you'll have this really cool looking bloom, and you'll have to look up the pictures of this bloom. Maybe in the spring I'll definitely take a video of the spring. So you'll get this really neat looking bloom, and it's followed by these crazy like dark orange red berries after it blooms. And what happens is in the summer, so after like the late spring, these leaves are going to die to the ground. So, like as I was saying, this basically goes against everything I know about basic gardening. Instead of starting to grow in the spring and then looking lush and great in the summer, it actually all the leaves just die off in the summer. And what you're left is the stalk where the bloom came, and after the bloom disappears and these berries produce, that's all you're going to see during the summer is just that stalk with the crazy bright berries. It's just really neat. And just kind of like an oddball plant, but I really like it. And you got to check it out. So this is something that really looks good, like next to hostas and ferns in your shade gardens. And I don't like the location of this. As you can see, I just put a yucca here in the fall. So I'm going to dedicate this area to my yuccas and my other tropical plants. I'm going to move this by my retaining pond where my ferns and my other woodland plants are. But anyway, this grows in bulbs, so you can literally dig this up, split it. You can buy them online with the bulbs. You can dig them up and put them inside if you want, whatever you want to do. But just a really easy plant to take care of. And some folks, I've read that the berries and even the leaves themselves are toxic. So don't eat them. I mean, nothing about this makes me want to eat it. I just want to look at it because it's cool, but yeah, don't eat it. So that's what I read. So don't test out that theory by eating these. Another thing that I read is they're invasive. I don't agree with that necessarily. I guess it depends on where you live and the type of yard that you have. But I've had this for a few years and it hasn't really spread all that much. So, and I heard that once it gets out of control, it's hard to get rid of. By digging these up myself, it's like I said, they're grown by bulbs, and to me, bulbs are not that hard to get rid of. So I guess that's a personal preference. I'm not going to say that's not true, but in my experience, I haven't found that to be true. But anyway, check it out, the Italian Arum. just a really, really neat plant that essentially grows in the winter and stops growing in the summer, so to speak. So just really cool. Let me just zoom in on some of these leaves. I mean, look at that. Look at that craziness. Hardy tropical for sure. And when all your tropical plants are covered up or died down to the ground, this is going to give you some life in the winter. So I highly recommend this plant. And I'll try to find a link where you can kind of find these online, where you can buy the bulbs. I'll try to make it easier for you. But yeah, the Italian Arum, check this bad boy out. I hope you liked it, and leave some comments down below. Thanks, everybody.